Okay, so picture this. You're 17, right? Summer's here, and you're ready to chill with your friends, play games, and just have fun. But instead, your parents drop a bombshell. You're spending the whole break with your 92-year-old grandma in a remote village. No electricity, no friends, no fun. Just you, her, and what feels like a lifetime of boredom. I thought it would be the worst summer ever, but boy, was I wrong. What started as a boring trip turned into a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. Strange things started happening, things I couldn't explain, and before I knew it, I was caught in a web of secrets, desires, and darkness that changed my life forever. This isn't your typical visit grandma story. This is about choices, consequences, and a summer that went horribly wrong. If you're ready for a story that will keep you glued to the screen, stick around. Before we begin this gripping tale, please, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly react to the story by your like, comments, and share means a lot to me as a creator. It gives me drive to write and create more interesting stories and teachable stories. Please don't forget to like, comment where you are watching from. Going to my 92 years old grandma has never been my wish. My parents forced me to go spend my holiday with her. I was just 17 years old then. I know my days will be bored if I should stay with my grandma, but anytime I try convincing my dad, he will be so angry at me, telling me he wanted me to know people both in city and our hometown. The days to our vacation was fast approaching. I was always happy whenever the holiday was around the corner, since I know I will have a lot of fun with my friends at home. But this year holiday was a bad one to remember for me at the moment. The vacation will last for 2 months, plus, since we are about promoting to another class, 2 days to have our results and bade the school bye. I was already planning on how to escape going to my grandma's house. I planned to fall sick, the type that will got everyone scared. If it's for my mom. I will not visit my grandma, but my dad is nothing less like a military man. He never was. I do wonder why he never become a soldier. He never tolerate rubbish. I haven't seen him smiling. My mom was trying coping with him. I burst into tears immediately I had my results. My friends was wondering what was up with me. I got the best result in class and I was still crying like a day-old child. I can't just avoid to visit the village for the whole 60 days plus. There is no light, no game, everywhere will be bored, no one to play with. These are the things that got me unsettled. I angrily left school and headed home. My belongings were well parked the following day. I got on the road with my parents since it's weekend. My dad was driving slow as if he knew I don't want us there in time. My mom was sitting beside him. I was sitting alone at the back seat with an unhappy face. We finally arrived the village. My dad was greeting some elders right from the car while he drove slowly. My dad turned the ignition off as we left the car. I could see my grandma smiling, seeing us. My parents left after some hours of staying with Grandma. My dad promised to come pick me a week to our resumption. I smiled, knowing he was just deceiving himself. I will soon carry out my plans, I said to myself. I slept off on the couch watching movies. Had become used to it. That's how I slept off at home sometimes. I felt a hand on me, caressing me from head to toe. It's 2 a.m. I felt a hand on me, caressing me from head to toe. It's 2 a.m. I jolt up from the sleep, looking for the person caressing my body. No one was in the sitting room with me. I was scared to hell. I felt a hand from my sleep, and now I can't see anyone. I looked to the movie displayed, and it was horrible film. I instantly got up and switched it off. I headed to my expected room. My heart couldn't stop pounding. I gently opened my eyes to see my grandma staring at me sleeping. She was sleeping beside me on the bed. I was amazed by her sudden reaction towards me. She was looking at me like a new bride who was new in the journey of love. I looked out through the window and saw everywhere so bright. It's morning already. Hope you slept well? My grandma asked, smiling with her already erected teeth. I nodded my head in affirmation to her question. "That's good of you," she said, and rubbed my hair with her old skinny hand. "Break fast will soon be ready in just few minutes," she said, and left my room. I fall back to bed with my back inside. Am getting fed up already. I stood up and grabbed my toothbrush and paste. I headed outside, since my grandma have no sink. I took a cup and fill it with water. I stood outside with my brush. I was looking at the old houses, comparing it to that of city. I dipped my brush in the water and started brushing my rotten teeth till it turns white. While rinsing my brush, I felt a hand on me from the back. I instantly flashed back to yesterday night on the couch. I remember the invincible hand on me. I turned back, ready to attack the person holding me. To my surprise, my grandma was standing behind me, smiling. "Grandma, what happened?" I asked. "Don't be panic. I was just trying to know your movement," she said. "Okay, Granny," I said, and walked to my room. I was inside my room when I heard Grandma screaming. "Is everything all right?" I asked, right from my room. I didn't get response. Then she screamed again. I got down from the bed and headed to her room. Entering her room, I saw her knifed right before me. Entering her room, I saw her knifed right before me. I instantly made a U-turn, pretending not to have seen anything. The wide-open door slammed itself, stopping me from going out. I was shocked. "How did you do that?" I asked. "Leave that to me. Come and play with Granny," she said, winking her eye at me and shaking her already dried crust to my face. I don't really know if my parents were lying about the grandma age. I was told she was 92, but what I'm seeing before me is way younger. She was supposed to be in her early 70s. Maybe my parents were lying or probably guessing Grandma's age. But Grandma, she used her middle finger to cross her lips. "Come to Granny." I walked gently to her. She pulled up my clothes herself, and I was knifed right before her. My childhood was trying to rise, but I keep cautioning myself. Grandma noticed this and gently hauled my dack. She rubbed it gently with her palm. "Ouch," I groaned softly. I pushed her to gad and gently insert my already erected dack into her wide key. I was expecting her to moan just like couples did in movies, but seemed she felt nothing. My dack is too small for her, but she only wants to feel folked. I gently grabbed her goobs and started socking. Everything in her body was getting old, even her goobs. Doesn't feel real anymore. Seems my granny has fornicated during her youthful age. I started to sum inside her. I tried removing my dack to avoid unprepared stories, but she keep putting it in herself. "Grandma, keep riding me. Ride me like a real man," she said. "But Grandma, I haven't." I breathed heavily. I felt like something left my body that moment, but I can't explain what the thing is. I keep putting effort in other to satisfy Granny. After some more minutes, I got tired and fall to bed beside Grandma. "How do you feel?" Grandma asked. Her question got me worried. How do I feel? How? I asked myself. I started checking myself to know what's up. I keep shaking my body to know if anything was wrong with me. "Grandma, I feel empty," I said. She smiled. I took my clothes and left. I fall to bed immediately I got to my room. "I can't wait to have more of it," I said to myself. While I was still in thought about the pleasure unforgettable with Granny, I slept off. I found myself in the midst of water. I was shivering right in the water. Everywhere was so cold. Whenever I tried escaping from the surface of water, I keep finding myself back in the midst. I will swim to the last angel once I try coming out. I found myself struggling in the middle again. I made the attempt more times, but I found myself escaping in a circle. I got tired and stood still in the water. I was looking around if I could get any help, but none was near. I tried waking back to life, but it was impossible. I tried leaving the water for the last time. While swimming to the edge, I saw my grandma sitting and laughing so hard. "Oh, Grandma, thank God you are here. Please help me out," I said from the distance. She looked at me and continued laughing devilishly. I pretended not to see her laughing the first time, but her weird laughing got me worried. Is she trying to play me? Or am I started feeling my legs going down into the river. "Grandma am sinking," I screamed. She only look at me and continue with her devilishly laughter. "Grandma, Grandma, My whole body entered the water. I was struggling to breath under the water, and I couldn't see my grandma's attempt to rescue. I instantly jolt back to life immediately. I couldn't breathe any more under the water. I was breathing heavily. Seems I was battling it with my real self, whereby it came as a mere dream. I turned left and saw Grandma entering with a tray of foods. I tried to hold my breath so she won't notice anything. "Hey, my sweet boy, I brought something delicious for just you," she said, smiling. "Oh, really?" I faked a smile back. "Yes." She placed it on the bed beside me and gently opened it. The aroma filled the atmosphere of my room. "Wow," I exclaimed. "I hope you will like it?" she asked. "Grandma?" "I love it," I said, licking my lips. "So, after this, what next?" she asked. "Grandma, we just made out. How about we continue this midnight?" I suggested. Midnight. That's a long way. "It's been long, I enjoy that, and you have limited time here with me," she said with a sad face. "Okay, Granny, I will join you once I'm done with the food," I said. "Good boy. Let me go and get prepared," she said. I stormed her room in a wink of an eye after the delicacy. She was already on the bed,